And if you want to argue the point, you have to get yourself informed about the debate. But do realize that when you hear people arguing, it doesn't matter who, because I'm sitting here in the middle listening to both sides and arguing the other side against, just to be contrary. There's an Irishman for you. And both sides use this evocative language, first of all, don't they? And both sides also, only with respect, tell you a portion of the story, the bit that emphasizes their argument. So get yourself informed about these things. Nathan in Redruth. Hello,
Indeed,
Nathan.
yeah. Hiya.
Yeah. Hello to you.
I'd like to basically talk about the role of the specialist nurses within the NHS, who so many of us depend on. I'm an epileptic, and we have one specialist nurse within the county for approximately 4,000 to 4,500 people.
How long has that been the case?
That's been the case for, well, as long as I can remember. We're looking at about approximately 10 years, I would say.
So for 10 years,
yeah,
people who live with epilepsy
yeah,
have had one specialist nurse in the NHS here in Cornwall.
Indeed. Yeah, we have a Sapphire nurse. Basically, I'm with Epilepsy Action in Truro, and the group at the moment is running a Save Our Sapphires campaign. The Sapphire nurses are actually epilepsy specialist nurses. So we have one, as I said, one nurse within Cornwall. Now, if the government, if the NHS are looking at saving money, obviously it would be quite easy to say we'll get rid of one nurse. However, one nurse to us, the epileptics in Cornwall, is our only lifeline.
Is there any suggestion that government is going to get rid of your nurse?
There are suggestions about cut downs of specialist nurses within what is at the moment the Primary Care Trust.
But surely you and everybody like you who lives with epilepsy on a daily basis would be, forgive the phrase, up in arms if this suggestion, had
100%.
any foundation whatsoever. So would your family, and so I think so would everybody else. If you've only got the one nurse.
Well, as I was listening to Roger Weatherly earlier from Can Do, and as he was stating about the obviously the equality, as there are different neurological disorders throughout the county who have more nurses than ourselves. I understand those nurses are being reviewed also. But for the one nurse, like the nurse we have, a lady by the name of Mary Parrott, who I can't praise enough. I really can't. She's stretched basically through the whole county. She does community work, and I know she also does research work as well. Now, if we didn't see our nurse, then we would be seeing a consultant. Now, or if we wasn't seeing a consultant, or if something happened to us, say, for instance, we felt or we had an extremely bad seizure or episode, then we would be going into hospital. Now, surely this would be more pricey and less cost-effective than simply being able to see our one and only nurse.
Well, you'd think so, wouldn't you? You think that people would be going, hold on to that nurse, because it will save us, she or he will save us a fortune.
Well, the group in Truro that I'm, like I said, the chair of, are like screaming out, because this is absolutely crazy for that nurse, if that one nurse is taken from us. Because, like I said, 4,000 people. I must admit, I'm one of the lucky 70%. My epilepsy is controlled.
Yep.
But I know a lot of people out there, their epilepsy isn't controlled.
Well, you've got 6 MPs in Cornwall.
Yeah.
And this is something that doesn't just cover Truro, it doesn't just cover the southeast or the far west, this covers everybody. So surely your approach would be directly to your 6 MPs.
It will be, we've already got a motion, Epilepsy Action as an organisation has a motion in process to stop the review and say, hang on a minute, this is crazy. This needs to be looked into in a lot more detail. Because, like I said, if we lose that one nurse, It may be to the hierarchy, the higher organisation, one nurse. But to us, it's a lifeline that cannot be got rid of.
Nathan in Redruth talking there about specialist nurses, in particular, a nurse that he would deal with, living with epilepsy. Just one specialist nurse they have throughout Cornwall in the NHS. Save Our Sapphires is the campaign that they have started. We're going to speak to Chris Seeley.